Rajon here, just with VCARE, the Victoria Citizens Against Rodeo events. We're standing out here in front of City Hall today. City Council's having, in Langford, the City Council's having their meeting. And hopefully we were trying to get a word in to let the council know about, obviously, how many people don't want to have the rodeo happening in Langford this year, along with just as well the BCSPCA and other advocacy groups that are strongly against having a rodeo events at all, including the Humane Society of Vancouver. Not only that, besides there being a fair bit of support out here, we've also had to deal with aggressive councillors, which has been a lot of fun. One councillor here drove up and was not very polite about us being in his way of his parking spot, which isn't their usual parking spot, of course, but he was pretty aggressive with how he drove in. And then, of course, when we got up to the actual council meeting itself, he made quite an arrogant comment towards yours truly, the Raging Kucing of all people, saying that, basically that he wanted to eat veal while the council meeting was going on, and then he called us all hypocrites. So to that, I think that pretty much sums up the perspective of most of those people who support the rodeo in Victoria and Langford and elsewhere. And if that's all they have to say, then I guess we're on the winning side already. The Raging Kucing here with Melissa of VCARE, Victoria Citizens Against Rodeo Events. Melissa, so a pretty good turnout today for the demonstration outside Langford City Hall. Unfortunately, though, didn't get to actually speak in front of council. How are you feeling about things? I know VCARE has grown a lot in the last year, and the event's in 2 weeks.
I am disappointed that the event is happening again in 2 weeks after 2 years of work, but VCARE has grown tremendously over the last year, and we have so much more support that I'm feeling really positive about being able to make change hopefully in the next 12 months.
Yeah, so tell me a bit about some of the support that you've gained over the last 2 years in your work.
Just through using social media and word of mouth, we've been able to connect with so many like-minded individuals that feel that the events at the Luxton Rodeo are inhumane, and that's given me so much inspiration to keep working hard at it. And we've had so many people come forward and offer services, making signs, contacting people, and it's just grown, and it's great.
Awesome. And of course the Vancouver Humane Society has jumped on board and is supporting VCARE as well, I understand, at this point. And of course the BCSPCA also is supporting VCARE has shown their support for ending the rodeo events.
Yeah, the Vancouver Humane Society has supported us since the beginning in 2012, but in early 2014 we were contacted by them, and they said they wanted to become more involved and have bigger impact here on Vancouver Island. And it's just been amazing being able to leverage their network of animal welfare groups and their supporters, and that's really helped grow our organization.
Yeah, and I saw even PETA has been promoting the campaign against the Luxton Pro Rodeo recently. Have you talked to them as well?
Yeah, we've spoken with the grassroots organization demonstration people at PETA, and they agreed to send it out to their supporters in the area so that we could hopefully have more people out May long weekend.
Wonderful. So we're getting tons of support. So where do you go from here then past the rodeo? So, taking it back to council again next year, right, or in this coming up year, and saying look, support keeps growing, you're still denying us an opportunity to speak to you on the agenda and such. When is this going to happen? What do you think it's going to take to make that happen?
I think it's just going to take more voices, more people, and those voices getting louder. We've recently been in touch with the City of Colwood about it too, so we're waiting for an official response from them. And I've also spoken to some CRD directors, and we're looking at putting forward a proposal to the CRD, and hopefully one way or another we can get something to happen.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of some of the accusations that have been flying around? Of course, there's been a campaign to raise awareness of the different businesses and such that support the rodeo and those that don't as well. And some of them have actually gone so far as to call it bullying to do that. How do you respond to an accusation like that, which seems completely out of context for trying to raise awareness about animal issues?
Yeah, the accusations that have been made of bullying and harassment are just so unfounded and off base. We've never done anything that could be considered bullying or harassment, and we're only aware of actually one business making those claims. Yeah. We've had a number of businesses that have been very positive when we've contacted them. They didn't understand, didn't really know what happened at the rodeo. And we also had businesses that offered discounts to our supporters once they determined they weren't going to be supporters anymore. So those accusations are kind of a little off the wall.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems to just really be focused on distracting from the issue at hand as much as possible rather than...
Yeah, I definitely think it is a distraction. The one business, I believe that the proprietors are related to the rodeo somehow. I think that they're volunteers there or work there every year. So I do think it's just been a way to try and distract from the real issue.
Yeah, definitely. May 17th, 18th, 19th, Luxton Fairgrounds. It's going to be demonstrations going on to, you're going to have signs. What else is going to happen?
Yeah, we'll be there from 1 to 4 p.m. on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of the long weekend. Okay. And we'll have signs, we'll have information to give out to the public just as education, and we'll have a petition available for people to sign. And hopefully we won't have any issues. The last 2 years it's been a wonderful event, and we haven't had any problems.
Right, great. Well, I'll be there, so we'll definitely look forward to joining you that day. And hopefully everyone out there in Kucing land will also join us at the Luxton Fairgrounds just for the demonstration and perhaps a little bit of cotton candy if it's vegan, but certainly not the rodeo. Thanks again for your time, Melissa.
Thanks, Jordan.
Take care.
Yes, Karen Kelly. I'm with the Victoria Citizens Against Rodeo events.
I just have to stop you there. Sorry. You're not on the agenda tonight. It has to be on the agenda. We'll take these as handouts here. Okay. But what I suggest is talk to the administrator, and he can show you how to get on the agenda. We've got other people here that are on the agenda that have to put forward. Fair enough. We can't really make decisions tonight, so. We tried to get on the agenda, so right. We didn't do something right. We'll just talk to the administrator, and yes, sure. And you can write us letters, whatever, then we put it on the agenda, and then you guys can talk about it.
Do you have a public open forum? I thought so.
Yeah, that's what this is now, but it has to be for items on the agenda, because otherwise you bring stuff at the last minute, sure. And council can't make any decisions on it anyway, so we like to have it ahead of time so we can get our staff to do the research. Okay. And we're familiar, with what your aim or goal is anyway on council, so, but yeah, just you can bring it forward and you can present to council, and then, we can see what we can do.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll pass these around anyway, and then if you want to give a copy to the administrator, and then if you want to write a letter later on to, Great, thank you.
The Rajon Kucing here with Karen, a volunteer with VCARE. Karen, you went up and spoke to Counsel, or tried to speak to Counsel a few minutes ago. How did you feel that went today?
I was a bit surprised. I understood that it was supposed to be a public open forum. Mm-hmm. So when the mayor asked any agenda items for the public forum, I did stand up and I was ready to present. I had some packages prepared for them from letters from the SPCA and other organizations who have written to the council asking them or talking to them about the animal cruelty issue. Mm-hmm. And he said that I needed to be on an agenda, which they did take my name and information. They are supposed to contact me to set up so that I can come on the next agenda. But my understanding is that Melissa has had issues with them saying that in the past, and then they haven't contacted her, and they keep delaying and delaying and delaying contact, and she, in 2 years, has not been able to get on the agenda.
that's kind of my understanding too. Is that they're trying to use the public process to actually
stall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just stonewall everyone and say, oh yeah, just get it on the agenda. Of course, they're the gatekeepers to the agenda,
That's right.
They have no interest in putting it on there. It seems.
No.
And from the response of some of the councillors today, they seem to be quite almost, infuriated by having to even talk about the issue at all.
That's right. It's a money issue for them.
Yeah.
It's a well-known rodeo, Luxton Rodeo. It's a prestige thing for Langford. Really, what do they care?
Yeah.
If they don't have to address an issue, they have, the veto power to not address it.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as more and more people start to speak up, and we've seen a lot of support in the last couple of years as VCARE's grown.
Yeah.
A lot more people have come out of the woodworks, and of course the BCSBCA has spoken up publicly against it. The Vancouver Humane Society, and the list just continues to grow, and eventually they're going to have to address
PETA
the issue. Yeah, PETA as
has
well.
come on board.
That's
Right. So we do have a lot of support. The momentum is growing.
Yeah.
We have Melissa's really impressed with the number of likes we're getting. People are spreading the word, and that's often what it's just about. Small organization, growing, the momentum's growing. People have even said, I didn't really think about that, even though they know. And when you say it, they go, of course.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening, by the voice is getting out there to the people.
Yeah, just raising awareness of the issues, definitely.
Yeah.
That's great, Karen. Thanks very much.
You're
I know
welcome.
it takes a lot of courage to get up there and speak, especially when you're speaking for the animals in a room full of people who just don't seem to care. So thank you from
You're
them
welcome.
as well. And hopefully we'll see you again.
Excellent.
All right,
Thanks.
take care. Thanks,
Okay,
Karen.
bye.
Bye-bye. The Rajon Kucing here with Grant McLaughlin, a potential runner in the Langford City Council race. Grant, tell me why you're out here today.
The Luxton Rodeo has been a bit of a thorn in my side for some time. It's animal cruelty, essentially. It's inhumane, and thankfully the campaign has become a bit more public, and I think it's something worthy of support.
Yeah. So, what's your position in terms of what's your interest in when you propose to run for council? What would you like to see done about this?
Well, I'd like to see, in any way that I can see it stopped is best. Be that through legislative measures or be that through, a lack of financial resources is fine. Obviously the financial resources is a bit more of a short-term goal, and the legislative ban is a long-term goal. But that would be my ideal aspiration, I suppose.
Do you feel that council so far has been dealing with this matter responsibly, or has been addressing the concerns of the people that are trying to bring forward this issue?
I don't know that I would say that they've dealt with it as best they can. They have spoken about it in the media, so I'll give them that. At least the mayor has. I can't recall if council directly spoke towards it. There's been a refusal to allow them to speak towards council on this issue for 2 years or so. So I would say that's inappropriate, and I don't think that they've handled it the best that they can.
Yeah, and we were just upstairs at the council meeting, and they said, you can't speak on it just in the public, the public addressing
during the public
That's
participation.
the public participation part. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
And they said it has to be on the agenda, and yet this is not something that they seem motivated to put on the agenda for the public to speak
right.
about.
Yes,
So
and as someone has described to me, they've asked to be on the agenda numerous times, and they've been denied. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So when is the next Langford City Council election coming up?
All municipal elections are conducted across BC on the same date. It's going to be on November 15th, 2014.
Okay, so pretty soon this year.
It's coming up.
Okay,
Yes.
so
the countdown is on.
Going to be looking for you on the ballot then.
Okay,
And
you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that.
And we'll make sure that people know that you're there for the animals as well as the people.
Excellent.
And I think that these days people care about that more than ever. So that's important. And if I lived in Langford, you'd have my vote for sure.
Thank you so much.
So, thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good luck.